new employee training questionnaire. We have a list of questions with, to kind of help you kind of learn what the office does, what our department does, and then, what the county might do, so that you can better assist customers either by phone or coming in at the counter. So our first question, number 1, what do you do if someone needs help filling out a document? Of course, we're talking about a document that would be recorded in our office, whether it be changing the name on a deed, or filling out a lien, or whatever that document may be. We do not fill out the documents for them, nor do we tell them what goes in each field, because in a sense that's filling out the document for them, and we cannot be responsible for completing that form and completing it incorrectly. So we do have the forms available, and they are more than welcome to download those forms and fill them out. And we can assist them with questions they may have. Now, you can tell them that if they are if they're filling out a deed and they're transferring the property or adding somebody to it, you can tell them that, whoever owns the property now, however the title is held now, is the parties or party that needs to initiate that transaction, and they are going to be, your party of the first part, because that's the current ownership. And then they're going to convey it over to however they want the title to read. So we don't tell them what names need to go in there or how those names need to go in there, but you can let them know that, that is how they want the title to read. And then they need to include the legal description of the property. You can assist them with getting that legal description by pulling up their previous deed. They can also use that previous deed as a guide. So it's always a good thing to go ahead and give them print out a unofficial copy of that previous deed, so they can use that as the guide. They will need to put, the legal description based on, the property that they're transferring, and not just use the assessor's website for that legal, that's just an abbreviated version of that legal. Number 2, what do you do if you receive a check that is not completely filled out? Well, we don't complete the checks, so they need to have the checks filled out and be signed in order for us to accept them for payment for their fees. What do you do if the amount is wrong? If the amount is short, then we try and call them and see if they want to do a credit card payment over the phone to make up that difference that they are short, rather than us having to reject the whole batch or the document and send it back to them, and then them having to send it back to us. So you can always call and see if they want to take payment over the phone, or call them and see if they if they don't want to do that, they may want to mail us a check rather than us mailing the document back in the mail and risk losing that document. Now, if it's too much money, depending on how much, if it's just $1 or $2, then we will go ahead and just make them like a certified copy of their document that they're filing and send that back with their original, so that we don't have to reject it. If it was anything more than that, then there again, we'd want to pick up the phone, call them and see if they want to just do a payment over the phone, and we can send that check back to them when we return their documents. Number 4, when do you use whiteout? You don't use whiteout. We never white out a document. If something needs to be corrected, they can draw a line through it and make the corrections and initial it, but we don't do whiteout. Number 5, if a document has 75 legal descriptions, what is the filing fee and what should you look for prior to filing the document? In this situation, any document that has more than 25 legals within that document, the legal descriptions need to be sorted in order. So if it's platted property, they would be sorted alphabetically by subdivision, then by block, and then by lot. If it is unplatted property, they need to be sorted by township and range, and then by section. So that is any document that has more than 25 legal descriptions on it. Now, in addition to that, if there's more than 25 legal descriptions on a page, so say there's 30 legal descriptions on one page, they may still be sorted in order because there's more than the 25 legals, but if there's more than 25 legals on one page, then they're going to pay $1 for every legal over that 25 legals. So this kind of keeps them from getting too many legals on there and getting it too small that it's legible. So that is in addition to them being sorted. And you can refer to that statute for that information. Okay, so Title 19, Section 298 describes that process. It must be an original or certified copy, mailing address of the grantee, any document that contains more than 25 legal descriptions must be sorted by addition, block, and lot if platted, or by township, range, and section if unplatted. So, and then there again, the 25 legal descriptions per page have an additional filing fee of $1 per legal. So this would be your statutory reference for that item if anytime you would be questioned on that. Okay, number 6 is what is the website address? Well, our public search website is www.okcc for county clerk.online, and that's our public search database. But now we have a county website, which is www.oklahomacounty.org, and you can reach any of the elected officials' offices or county departments from that page, and you can also get to our public search from that page as well. But that's the 2 website addresses for our office. Number 7 is what do you need for a copy of a DD 214? So the DD 214 is the military records, and these are sealed to the public, so the public cannot access the military records. So they have to have proper identification plus a signed form for us to release a copy of that DD 214. So the statute for the DD 214s for the military records is Title 19, Section 270. So it states that only the veteran themselves or the veteran's spouse, child, or guardian for a person having power of attorney for that veteran, and also somebody from Veterans Affairs or a funeral director can access a copy, receive a copy of that with proper ID and completing the signed form. And this is a copy of the request form that we have if they are requesting a copy of their DD 214. And there again, it refers to that Oklahoma statute that allows states who can have a copy of it, and then they are going to complete their name and address, state what their how they're related, and then they're going to sign it. And of course, if they're here, we can notarize their signature. If not, they would get that done beforehand and attach a copy of their photo ID. Okay, number 8 is what is a patent and where it is located. We're talking land patents, so these are recorded in. Okay, so the land patent, these are recorded with our office, or they're recorded in the county of where the property is located. So, and these are claims made for ownership. These are ownership that it was held. The properties were held by the United States, and these are being deeded patent by way of patent from the General Land Office, now known as Bureau of Land Management, and they will have a signature of the president and seal, and I will show you what one of these will look like. So this is a patent, and it's from, like I said, the United States, and this is who they are awarding the property to, and it will list the legal description of the property. And there again, like I said, this one this was done in 1892, and this is signed by Benjamin Harrison as President of the United States, or this was in 91, and this transferred, the original piece of property to this person, and then after that, this person has legal right, and they can transfer the property then as they see fit. Okay, number 9 is where are chattel mortgages filed? Chattel mortgages is also referred to as a UCC. The chattel mortgage, if they're filing it against a real property, a legal description as collateral, then that's going to go in the county of where the property is. But if they're filing it as a UCC with central filing, those are filed in our office, and we get those filed for the whole state of Oklahoma. Number 10, where would someone go to get a copy of a contract that would have been approved by the Board of County Commissioners? The county clerk is secretary to the Board of County Commissioners, so we are responsible for maintaining these records with the agenda and the minutes, and then all of the documents that are approved or denied from those meetings. So the department within the county clerk's office that would handle that is clerks of the board, and they can contact them for any information about any documents, agendas, or minutes. Number 11, where is payroll and timesheet information turned in? The county clerk does the payroll for the whole county, so our county clerk's payroll department would be responsible for maintaining all payroll records and time accounting for the timesheets. So they would need to contact payroll. Number 12, where would someone go for insurance/benefits questions? This department was moved from the county clerk's office to its own standalone department operated under the Board of County Commissioners. So for insurance and benefit information, they would need to contact the benefits department. Number 13, where do invoices go? The county clerk is responsible for paying all of the bills for the county. So our accounts payable department would be responsible for collecting those invoices and paying those purchase orders. Number 14, where do we get financial information for the county? The county clerk maintains all of the financial records for Oklahoma County. So our finance department would be able to help somebody with any questions they may have in regards to the financial information. Number 15, where does someone go to pick up payroll/vendor checks? There again, that's going to go through our finance payroll department. So they would need to contact that department to get any information they needed on those checks. Number 16, where do deposits for the Board of County Commissioners? Well, the warrant desk is located within our real estate and UCC department, and the warrant desk is responsible for making the deposits for the Board of County Commissioners. So the warrant desk would be given any of those deposits to make. Number 17, what is a tort claim and where are they filed? Well, a tort claim is a claim against the county, and those are filed here in our office through our warrant desk department, and they will stamp those in. They will get it over to clerks of the boards and the DA's office, and those would be placed on the agenda for the Board of County Commissioners. Title 51, Section 156 of the Governmental Tort Claims Act will explain the tort claim process. And there again, it's any person having a claim against the county would come to us, and then they would have to do so within 1 year of that occurrence. And this explains, the statute explains what they need to do to go through that process, and that would be on them to review that and know that they were doing that process accurately. Number 18, does the county clerk's office do lien searches, and why? No, we do not do lien searches because we are not certified and bonded on that search in order to tell somebody that their property is free and clear. Now, we do UCC searches by debtor that they can pay to have a debtor's name searched and pay the fee, the $10 fee per debtor for that search. But most generally, when somebody calls and they're, saying that they want to, a lien search on their property or something, they're wanting to know if their property, is free and clear. But usually when they say that they need to do a lien search, that's not usually what they're wanting. Typically, they're just wanting to know if there has been, say, some type of lien that could have gotten filed recently, or, they've paid off their house, and now then, they're looking to make sure that, that release was filed. You got to put yourself in their shoes. They don't know what they're asking for. They don't know what they're looking for. So you have to guide them through what we can give them. Always avoid using the word can't. Tell them what we do have. When they say, I need a lien search on my property. Say, well, let me look up your property and let me see what we're showing. And then, we can tell them, what, the latest transactions are, that we have filed. However, we're not telling them that their property is free and clear and there's no clouds against the title or anything like that. They would need to be referred to either a title company or a title attorney if that's really and truly what they're looking for. But, that's usually not. Usually you are able to help them just by, telling them if this release was filed. Find out what kind of liens they're looking for. And, just get a little bit more information out of them to assist them in, that search. You can always refer them to the website and help them navigate doing a search there, especially if there's quite a bit of transactions on it, on that piece of property. Okay. Number 19. Where's the law library located, and why would you send somebody to the law library? The law library is located on the second floor of the courthouse building. We're on the second floor of the county annex building. So everybody comes over here, and then of course the court clerk sends a lot of people to the law library because they carry all of the legal forms. So they would go over there. We have most of the forms that we would use in our office available on our website, but the law library also does have those forms, and there might be some forms that they might be looking for that we don't have. And then, of course, they have all the statute and legal books. Number 20, how should you answer the telephone? You should always answer the telephone with David B. Hooten, Oklahoma County Clerk's Office. This is, give your name, how can I help you? Give them, your attention. Number 21, when a customer asks you a question that you cannot answer, what do you do? If you do not know the answer, do not try and guess. Do not try and give them information that they're not asking for, or that's the incorrect information. Just tell them, say, let me get somebody that can help you. Ask a coworker, and if you don't have if there's not a coworker or they don't know, always go to the supervisor. Do not give out information that you do not know is accurate. Cannot stress that enough. Number 22, when a customer wants to complain about their taxes, where do you send them? Well, it's probably property taxes, but there could be, income taxes or something also. But the taxes are done through the county treasurer's office. So they would need to contact the county treasurer if they have any questions about their property taxes. That's not something that we can assist with, nor, should we. We need to, let the department that's their expertise answer all of those questions. Number 23, if someone's trying to find a tax lien, what do you tell them? Well, we have federal tax liens, which is your IRS, and we also have state tax liens, which is Oklahoma Tax Commission and Oklahoma Employment Securities Commission. So the taxes could be, first of all, you need to know if it's a federal or state. The federal tax liens are filed through the UCC department, and then the state tax liens are going to be filed in the land records. And you can search either one of those by the taxpayer's name. They are not against a specific piece of property. They just go against that taxpayer and anything that taxpayer may own. So you would always have to do the search by the name. And the tax liens can be for income tax, sales tax, business tax, just a wide, any excise tax, any kind of tax that, documentary stamps tax, any tax that you're required to pay that a taxpayer fails to pay, can be filed by the Oklahoma Tax Commission or Oklahoma Employment Security Commission and the IRS. So that would be the information that you would need to assist them in that manner. Now, all we have is that they actually filed it in the original amount. They would have to contact that department to get any updates as to an actual a payoff or an accurate balance, because there's going to be penalties and interest that's going to be accrued over time, and there could be payments. So all we're going to have is the original filing of the lien, and then we'll have a release or a withdrawal when that's been paid or released. So give an overview of county clerk department. So, like I said, this is our, real estate and UCC department, and our real estate, we do all of the land records for Oklahoma County. So anything that's pertaining to real property is going to be filed in our real estate division. And then, of course, the UCCs are personal property, and that's going to be filed for the whole state of Oklahoma. So the UCCs is going to be on anything that's a personal item, John Deere tractor. If you go buy a tractor and you're financing it and you're using that tractor as collateral, they're going to file a lien against it, almost just like they do with automobiles, except we do not do automobiles. Cattle, restaurant equipment, just anything that could be used as collateral. The county clerk also is secretary to all of the county boards, so our clerks of the board manages all of the meetings and agendas and minutes, and then our finance department does the finance for the county. Our payroll does all the payroll for the county. If someone walks up to you, you're helping, always acknowledge them and tell them somebody will be right with them. If you have a customer and you're busy, at least acknowledge that the person is there and tell them that somebody will be right with them. And if somebody's not coming to help them, ask somebody to come help them. We pride ourselves on our customer service. So always greet them and, ask for assistance or assist them with what they're asking. We're all in one office here. We kind of all have different tasks to do during the day, but our customers always come first. So no matter what we're doing, the customers come first. So always make sure that you're giving them your undivided attention, that you're not, whether they're on the phone or whether they're in person. Don't be, listening, talking to them on the phone, but distracted and listening to your coworker's conversation. Don't be butting into, other people's conversations when they're helping a customer, unless you feel like, they're giving wrong information. Then you might get their attention or, ask a supervisor to step in. When looking something up for someone, try to search for all options. Sometimes they don't always have their information correct. So you need to, make sure you try to search under all options. They may give you the name of Jim. Well, Jim could be short for Jimmy, or so, the less you put in, the more results you're going to get. So if it's not, if you're doing a name search and it's not a common last name, then, you can probably just get by with putting the first letter of the name. Sometimes they may be going by, they may go by their middle name, but the legal document is probably going to have their legal name, not just what they choose to go by. The same with, legal descriptions. Be sure and check, all of your options there within the legal. Sometimes some of the subdivisions are not, they free-handed it. They didn't index it correctly. So check your options and make sure you have kind of followed and searched multiple ways before you just tell somebody, we don't have it. It wasn't filed here. Especially if they seem to be pretty adamant that it was filed. And if it's an older, prior to, 94, then it may be something that we need to actually pull the physical track books on and see if that was misindexed in the computer or missed altogether. And if you can't find it, you can always, have somebody else check it, especially if you're unsure of, what you're searching on, and unsure that, maybe the legal's incorrect, maybe, the name or whatever, have somebody assist you, get another set of eyes on it to look at it, so that we are, giving the most accurate information that we have and that we have assisted all of our customers to the best of their ability. And if you ever have any questions, don't ever hesitate to get a supervisor.